fold the rest of the game. For the final 3 quarters of that game, he scored exactly 0 points, and he just went right in the psychological tank.
Right.
I'm like, really, Aaron? You're tougher than that, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't just fold in Tampa like that up against the GOAT.
Yeah, kind of
right?
like your guy did against Chicago. Folded.
Oh, I don't
Fold
think
it
he folded. It was 21-19, and he's throwing for the win at the end of the game.
He forgot. He forgot.
Oh, okay.
He forgot.
Well, this isn't about my guy. It's about your guy.
My guy was
So then just a few days back, at home, the frozen tundra Lambeau.
It wasn't frozen. Stop saying
It's
that.
starting to be frozen. I think it was snowy.
It was not snowy.
Dalvin Cook didn't think it was frozen either because he lit it on fire.
Oh,
He ran Aaron Rodgers off the field and company off the field just this past Sunday. What was that about?
So Aaron Rodgers play defense now. So hold on now. I just want to make sure because when the Packers defense can't stop an opposing player's quarterback or running back, you blame Rodgers. But when the Patriots defense can't stop an opposing running back or quarterback, you blame Belichick.
You know, I'm going to defer to another Hall of Famer who happened to play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers and won 4 championships.
Okay.
His name is Terry Bradshaw, and he works for this network and on the Fox pregame show. Yeah. He delivered a fairly scathing rebuke of what he didn't see from Aaron Rodgers Sunday against Minnesota.
Right.
And if we could see and hear Terry on Aaron.
You know, I think about a lot of great quarterbacks in bad situations when the team isn't ready to play. Green Bay was not ready to play at home last week hosting the Vikings. Not ready. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, wasn't ready. Had that been Burt Jones, he would have been all in their face. How about my boy Troy Aikman? All in that face. Rallying the troops to play, but not Aaron.
He also went on to say Tom Brady would have been all in their face.
So was Tom Brady?
I've always said that Aaron is more of a solo act. He's got some diva to him. He's extraordinarily gifted. We get that. You call him the greatest thrower of the football ever.
Yep.
Is he the greatest leader ever? No, he is not. This is one reason, just one reason, that he won 1 Super Bowl because he only got to 1, and it was 10 years ago.
Okay.
Because when things go wrong, it's like, don't look at me, man. I just throw. That's all I do is throw. I throw pretty passes. I throw cool passes. I throw hot doggy passes. That's what I do. But I don't lead this team. If you guys stink, I don't want any part of you. It's a little LeBron-esque, frankly.
If you don't mind me asking. First of all, Burt Jones never made it to a Super Bowl. Second of all, Aaron Rodgers has never played with a Hall of Fame offensive player.
I think he's playing with one right now.
Okay.
Devontae.
He's got to put this together. Now, Brady has played with 2, we know, Randy Moss and Rob Gronkowski. Tom Brady has also had the luxury for 20 years having the greatest coach in NFL history at his luxury. We're going to talk about that a little later and what that means and what that has meant to Tom Brady. See, it's easy to take shots at Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is condescending. He's aloof, and sometimes he rubs a lot of people in the wrong way. And I don't like some of the things he says. I don't like the way he conducts and he points finger. But I will not deny his talent. I will not deny how great he is.
Nor will I. Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, Skip, he had a bad game. They lost. Why is it that every time when Tom Brady loses, the team just played unbelievable? But if Aaron Rodgers loses, he didn't have him ready to play. So every time a team loses, Aaron Rodgers' team loses, he didn't have him ready to play. Tom Brady team loses, the team was just played better. Did you see Khalil Mack? Did you see that defense? Did you see what yada, yada, yada? We got to stop doing that. We got to stop looking for a reason.
Time out. Tom Brady was criticized, if not condemned, from sea to shining sea at Chicago that night when he was all over the offensive line in the 3rd quarter for not protecting him and for getting a silly headbutting penalty after a play was over.
No, Skip. No, I'm not talking about that. We're talking about how he banged his helmet on Monday night against the Giants. My thing is that when Tom's team loses, it's never because they're not ready to play. Aaron Rodgers' team loses, he didn't have them ready to play. We've got to stop with that. How about give the other team some credit instead of trying to give blame to Aaron? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so what happened against the 49ers last year, both times at San Francisco? What happened? Remember week 12?
Yes.
Okay, so the 49ers were then the 49ers.
Yes.
They were mostly at full strength.
Yes.
And Aaron goes back to his home area. He's not exactly from the San Francisco Bay Area, but he's close by.
Right.
And he rings up a grand total of 104 yards passing. And he gets sacked 5 times, and he lost a fumble, and he had a QBR of 13. So he goes from that 99 last night, he had a 13 on a scale 0 to 100.
Right.
Then he returned for the NFC Championship game, as you know, and he threw 2 interceptions. He fumbled 3 times in that game and lost one of them. So he had 3 turnovers, and he had a grand total QBR of 23. So 13 and 23 against the full-strength 49ers. But when he's playing the practice squad 49ers, he rings up an all-time great 99. So it's like Prince is singing nursery rhymes. It's just silliness to me. It's like you're playing against nobodies. You're playing against a lot of guys who, like in preseason games that we used to have, won't even be on the roster at some point fairly quickly, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that, okay, Aaron did not play well, and we saw they ran for almost 300 yards against him. And yes, they got over him. And that's a very different defense this year than what it was last year. But when Brady plays bad, we don't go. So what was his QBR against Tennessee? His very last game, pick 6. Should have had 2 of those, remember? Because Logan dropped another one right before the half.
Should have had the 2 seed in the AFC, but Belichick's defense let Fitzmagic go 83 yards.
What you just did? You see what you just did?
I just gave you the fact. I spat a fact at you that closed the case.
So whose fault was it? So it was Aaron Rodgers' fault that the 49ers last year in the championship game ran for 300 yards and gave up 44 points. That was Aaron's fault. But it was Coach Belichick's fault that Ryan Fitzpatrick went down the field and scored a touchdown that didn't keep them out of the playoffs. See, that's what you fail to realize, Skip. I need you to give context. The touchdown that Ryan Fitzpatrick threw to Gesicki did not keep them out of the playoffs. It dropped them a seed. That's it.
Dropped him several seeds.
It dropped them from 2nd to 3rd. Stop that. Yes,
it was worse than that.
They went from 2 to 3
seeds.
They went from the 2 to 3.
Well, they lost the bye week.
Skip. They were going to get beat anyway. Now, I want to know why Tom Brady didn't stop Derrick Henry. Because that's what you do with Aaron Rodgers. He can't stop the running game for the opposing team. You blame him.
So speaking of running game, in the NFC Championship game, as you point out, San Francisco had 285 rush yards.
Yes.
285.
Mostert had 220.
Okay, Mostert, and he's gone. So last night, I took the 7.5 against you, and I said, I'll bet you 1 case because I'm going to bet on Kyle Shanahan to come up because he's your boy because you watched him grow up, and he is a boy wonder. So I'm betting on Kyle to figure out a scheme whereby he can take his 4th and 5th string running backs, McKinnon and Hasty, and say, I'll figure out a way to get 120 yards rushing and somehow keep Aaron off the field a little bit. At least maybe we'll have 50-50 time of possession. So I'm thinking, well, of course, if you told me Aaron Jones was going to play, there's no way I'd take the bet. But I thought you were down to your 4th string running back. Nope, Aaron Jones played. But worse for me was that Kyle Shanahan's run game totaled 55 yards last night. That's pathetic. And I got to tell you, Nick Mullins, he started looking like Ben DiNucci to me. Did he not?
Yeah, he did, Skip. And that was the thing, is that early on, Skip, they were getting some edges. The Smith brothers was not setting the edge, which was mean containing, because they were being able to get outside. But Skip, if you know a team wants to run the football, let me shut that down and let me put the ball in Nick Mullins. But Skip, I thought they had some opportunities to stay in this game early. They had a touchdown and the guy dropped it.
Craycraft.
And then they
Craycraft.
Skip, they had
Washington State.
They had 2 third down conversions. The guy has the 1st down and he drops it. So now that gives you an opportunity to stay on the field and it keeps Aaron on the bench. Because what happened is that they go right off the field, and here come Aaron. So it's 7-0, it's 7-3, 14-3, 21-3, and basically, for all intents and purposes, the ball game's over.
Okay, so here's my bottom line. The real score last night was 37-23 because Aaron Rodgers had the ball for 37 minutes. The 49ers could only possess the ball for 23 minutes. Well, yeah, virtuoso against the practice squad. Yep, you will. If I give Aaron Rodgers 37 minutes of football against that team, yeah, he should have thrown for 400.
But when they got the strip sack, they got the sack fumble, Skip. You can't turn when you're depleted like they were, Skip. You basically got to play a perfect game just to be in the game. Forget winning. Because they, in order to win a game when you're down as much as they are, you got to hope the other team turns the ball over or makes some critical mistakes. But you know Rodgers. I mean, the guy's 8 games into the season, he's only turned the ball over twice. So we know that wasn't going to happen. So you got to hope Aaron Jones or some of the running backs fumble, or maybe the wide receivers, you could pull the ball out there.
And where were those turnovers? Oh, they were at Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, your guy. What were your 2 of your guys' turnover? Where they play against the Saints?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Jack Rabbit got it. You know who's going to be on the field Sunday, right? Jack Rabbit.
Season opener.
Jack Rabbit.
No preseason, no TAs. All virtual.
That's the GOAT. You told me that's
Throwing to receivers in the Tampa Bay parks. That's all you had to get ready for that
What the hell
game.
was everybody else doing? Throwing the receivers in the parks.
Were they all new to their team?
He the
New
GOAT.
to their offense? New to their coaching staff?
You tell me he the GOAT. He the GOAT, right?
Well, he's a human goat, and he's ready now. As Bruce Arians says, we are light years better than we were in the opener, and I cannot wait to talk about this game in just a couple of minutes.
All I'm saying, Skip Bayless, I just need you to give my man some credit. What you saw last night.
Yep. I give you virtuoso against the practice squad. Way to go.
That was James Earl Jones' Othello.
Really?
Yeah, that's that performance.
As Othello?
Yeah, he doesn't have to be on Broadway to give you that type of performance.
I think it was James Earl Jones as Fred Sanford.
No.
Well, Shannon, I know you are very happy about Aaron's performance last night. But how about we talk about Skip's guy, Tom Brady? Will he and his new roommate get off on the right foot with a win over the Saints on Sunday?
Here we go.
Discuss next.
No mercy, no mercy.